For folks who don't know, Penn of Penn and Teller, was it on HBO or one of the premium cable? They were doing like a magic show, right?
Yeah, they had it.
And it was really, really big in like I want to say 2010, 2011, somewhere around there.
Yeah, Bullshit, I think it was called, right?
Yeah, and it was like he would reveal like what magicians were doing. And so he had this air of like, I'm a truth teller, and they had a funny bit, a funny routine back in the day. And then they sort of like became debunkers, right? So when you're a debunker, you have this air of like authority. And he came out pretty hard at that time. And that's where, we were crawling with this stuff, like in the 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 Libertarians. And this is pretty fun. Put it up on the screen. I'll read it from there. This is an interview in Cracked. For so long, you identified as libertarian. What changed? I completely have not used the word libertarian in describing myself since I got an email during lockdown, where a person from a libertarian organization wrote to me and said, quote, "We're doing an anti-mask demonstration in Vegas, and obviously we'd like you to head it." I looked at that email and went, quote, "The fact that they sent me this email is something I need to be very ashamed of, and I need to change." Now you can make the argument that maybe you don't need to mandate masks. You can make the argument that maybe that shouldn't be the government's job. But you cannot make the argument that you shouldn't wear masks. It is the exact reciprocal of seatbelts, because if I don't wear a seatbelt, my chances of effing myself up increase. If I don't wear a mask, the chance of effing someone else up increase. Many times when I identified as a libertarian, people said to me, quote, "It's just rich white guys that don't want to be told what to do." And I had a zillion answers to that. And now that seems 100% accurate. I want to print that out and hang it on the wall. And you know what? Good for him for being able to sort of like make that assessment. I got to imagine there was a lot more to it, that realization. But for some people, and it almost harkens to the interview we did yesterday, there was a time in this country where the broad sentiment was, we are interconnected as a society, and what one person does implicates the lives of others. And even within the context of the seatbelt laws, like, people dying at a higher rate than they need to affects all of us, raises the cost of healthcare. It takes up a bed. It has, an EMS person, that maybe didn't need to spend as much time with that person as they otherwise would, whatever it is. But certainly in the context of masks, it showed the interconnectedness. I think the first mask that we sold before we were aware of like the limited efficacy of cloth masks, still effective, but not nearly as effective as like a N95 mask, was some saying that we had found that was something like, I wear my mask for you, you wear yours for me. And that interconnectedness, we used to have a better sense of that. And to a large extent, I think like the libertarian and that the original neoliberals really did a number on our society, working both on like sort of the culture and the law to fundamentally sort of like degrade the presence of that premise in our society.
I got blocked by Penn early on in my career as a producer for media. I was with friends one night discussing libertarian. I can't remember how we were discussing it, but anyway, I decided I needed to tweet at Penn and ask him how much.
Were you working on this show at the time?
Yeah. I tweeted at him. I didn't have a whole lot of followers. I tweeted at him, "Can you publish your lifetime take in Coke money? I want to know the cost of hiring a magician to lie about climate change." And he responded, I believe in climate change and haven't taken a penny from Coke. And I said, look, Cato isn't Coke, and he didn't respond to that. So he might want to take his name off of the Cato Institute Fellows thing, because he is still being published, including his highlights at Hollywood Squares up to last year. But yeah, no, I think this is a very welcome change. And I imagine, you didn't see a lot of this from libertarians, though, using COVID as an opportunity to reassess your fundamentalism.
Leftist Bestest says Penn had a great episode of bullshit covering the effectiveness of vaccines. It's no surprise that the pandemic steered him in the right direction. I'm surprised. Like, Dave Rubin also did pro-vaccine content back when it was something you could hit like non-libertarians with, and yeah, right, when it was supportive of Trump.
Look at these crazies.
Tater Tot, Penn for a Friday guest. Oh, that would actually be pretty cool. If he wanted to talk about that. I don't know. I can't imagine he would want to. And I would probably be the last person in the world that someone like that would want to talk to. Just like me being smug
so you were
about
wrong,
him not being a libertarian anymore. That would be the worst experience for any human being. But if Penn does listen to the show, if you know Penn, and he wants to come on, I would not be an ass about it.
Yeah, I'll apologize for my tweet.
And Matt will apologize for his tweet. Folks, Bradley, Matt, great job today. Emma, great job traversing the country to get back to the show. See you tomorrow.